Queen of Spades. If you follow the cards of truth system, you know and you accept that the Queen of Spades is responsible for the 4, 5, and 6 of spades. But before I talk about those 3 numbers, I want to talk a bit about the Queen of Spades as an archetype. So this is the aspect of a mother who knows that her child needs to embrace some difficulties to grow. She knows that the child has to experience pain, to outgrow pain, to see some of the consequences of his or her actions. She really understands that life is not easy, and if you have the time and the inspiration to do so, please stop the video here and contemplate life from that perspective, where you give up the way you want life to work just because you wanna, and just because you are the what comes to mind is the umbilical button of the world, right? And just look at how life works a certain way, and if you are not obeying to those rules, and if you don't do anything possible to grow and to go through certain types of pains, you simply cannot achieve anything. Just look for how that is true in your life, and look at how some experiences that you deem as successful sort of necessitated some of that circumstance where you had to push through, you had to fight your way into that experience, you had to toughen up sometimes, you had to let go of stuff sometimes, and the experience that didn't work out, maybe you did all those things while knowing that it was never going to work because you weren't applying some rules of this world, of this planet. The Queen of Spades is not an energy, it's not an archetype that has delusions. She will show your delusions right up your nose. She will show you your mirror. Look at her. Maybe you see some crazy things, but when you look in the mirror, you will see clearly what's right there in yourself. So the 4 of Spades, it's, yes, feeling stable, but it's feeling stable as the Jack of Spades that you've created. It is what comes naturally to that energy I was talking about a few weeks ago, where if you don't understand who you are and what your needs are and what you actually need in this life, and what you just want because you want to, because of a sense of entitlement and stuff. Well, you will be feeling stable in that energy. You will be feeling stable as maybe a poor me, a victim, somebody who is always feeling pushed by life. Or maybe you are a special me where you think you know everything that goes around, but still you are unhappy. You are just unhappy all the time. You don't know, you have no direction. You follow every whim of usually other people to make you happy, and when they're not there to support you, you simply fall down like a 4 years old who isn't capable to walk too much. So in the Four of Spades energy, what you need to look for is the ways in which you are operating as a victim, as a special entity, just because you think that life should go as you want it to go. The Four of Spades is really an energy of a person who has no contact with reality, basically. If the Jack of Spades, so the one, the Ace, the 2 and the 3 were unhealthy, the Four of Spades can be really an energy where you keep on being not the kind of person that you want to be. And what do I mean by that? I mean happy. I mean at peace. When I say happy, I don't mean excited and tingling. I mean at peace, right? What I also noticed in the Four of Spades is that it can be an incredibly materialistic card where the person or the energy or the life or the experience is constantly, usually covertly looking for safety. If you think of a 4, how it looks like in the cards, it looks very stable, but it is rare that a Four of Spades is healthy, so they will be really, really unstable, and they will use the poor me or the special me or a combination of those two, usually alternating, to feel stable in a world that doesn't provide them with what they need to be at peace. And yes, I've seen this manifesting a lot as a materialistic streak. Okay, so in the healthy state, this is an energy where we keep reinforcing what is real, which is, what do we feel in our body, what are the sensations, as opposed to what we think about them. So let's say somebody says, I am sad, right? Well, the body doesn't have sadness receptors. It has some cocktails of substances that manifest as sensations in the body, somewhere in some form, but sad is a concept. So reinforcing what we feel as opposed to what we think we feel is a way to make the Four of Spades healthy, and any other card really, any other energy. When you do understand that what you thought is stable and safe and honorable and authentic and clear, when you do find in yourself that those are just hijacks of your mind, and that you are none of those, there needs to be a lot of self-compassion, where you really tend to that sensation in your body, that feels like it will never end. Usually when we have a realization, time sort of collapses, and we might feel like that discomfort of finding out things about ourselves that are unpleasant just don't end forever. Just sit with it as you can and realize that this is life bringing to your awareness some truth, so that you can heal, basically. And this is where gratitude comes in, when you understand that you are being given a gift from life, through that discomfort, through that pain. This is where growth happens, and health and healing. Now, the Five of Spades is where the Queen mostly operates. What does that mean? As I was saying, the Queen of Spades is not an energy that wants to go to the beach and relax. She's somebody who will look for anything that stands in the way of our growth. And so every little thing that will come upon us, she will inspect, she will want to make it healthy. And in my experience, and from what I've seen in people, usually there is something, there is a time when we really dabble through whatever means we can, and we search and we go usually round and round to find some way to get out from underneath our pain. But the Queen of Spades, through the Five, she wants to focus. She wants to take the chaos from the Four, from an unhealthy Four, and bring it to the health of the Six. Now, an unhealthy Five, and what I've found mostly in people, is that they really go into all kinds of things. When it's not this guru, it's this other thing. And when it's not astrology, it's cards. When it's not cards, it's some kind of whatever meditations. It is just running around in circles just to escape that uncomfortable feeling of the Four. And of course that will bring them nowhere except in the same circle. And to do that, to be able to keep on going round and round, people affirm themselves as being one way, or wanting one thing, or having some form of truth, whereas that thing is usually a hidden agenda, where they simply want their disease to work, basically. So somebody might want to say that they're fantastic and they're doing great and they know everything there is to know on this planet about a certain subject. But when you look at how that subject manifests in their lives and how many problems there are there that produce pain, you understand that that is a mind that has taken over, and that person will simply not pass this stage of 4 or 5, and or briefly go into the 6. Again, gratitude, compassion, and I was saying in my book, which is where this text is from, the mantra, thank you. Well, what I mean by that is thank you for the blessings, and thank you for the pain. Thank you for everything that comes my way, be it a huge disappointment or a huge lie that backfires right into my face or something. Okay. The 6 of Spades is the ideal, let's say, of the Queen of Spades. It is where we really looked at our life, at what we are affirming, at our authenticity, at what we are hiding from others and from ourselves. And we more or less understand how to navigate through those. It is very rare that people experience a 6, a pure 6, let's say. So this is where the cycle of the Queen of Spades forms. So it goes from all kinds of mental discomforts and mental coping mechanisms, through a lot of lying to ourselves and lying to others, and not going anywhere, to arrive in very, very brief moments at some form of peace and clarity. Okay. So this is something, when you are in a moment in your life where that seems to be like an eternal thing that never goes away. Look at your patterns, look at the ways that you are being untruthful, inauthentic, where you keep wanting something that cannot work and will never work ever on this planet. Not for somebody who has those patterns and those coping mechanisms to deal with them. Maybe it can happen for some people who are healthy, but not for a person who feels that they have an internal problem that never goes away and that repeats itself with different people, different circumstances, whatever. So, and if you are a Queen of Spades, or if you have it prominent in your chart, or if you have a year when it's prominent, or whatever, in the Cards of Truth software and spread, yeah, this is a time where life will keep reinforcing truth, whatever that means for you, whatever that engenders in you, that concept. Truthfulness with yourself, with other people, with circumstances, with ways that you act and ways that you say you act, all those things. These are times when you will be put face to face with your own mirror, and this is where you will have a huge opportunity to really know yourself if you have not done so at the Jack. This is a bit a Jack of Spades on steroids, right? It will not let you go. It will not let you move into the higher numbers as an unhealthy energy. She will hand over to the king something that either will die or will be health incarnated, if you want. All right, thank you.